when Jesus is talking to the woman at the well, and she's a Samaritan. So Samaritans are like mongrel Jews. They've married with other tribes, and so the Jews in like Israel don't like them very much. They also, there was a time where one of the Greek leaders was coming to wipe out the Jews, and the Samaritans who like live up north caught wind of this, and so they send him a letter and they say, hey, I know we look like Jews, I know we sound like Jews, I know we worship like Jews, but just FYI, we're not Jews, so don't kill us when you go kill them. And also, we have a temple that's like their temple, but we're actually going to dedicate it to you. We're going to start worshiping you. And so this is like a point of contention in Jesus' day, where the Samaritans, this is what a good Samaritan is, kind of like a play on things, where who is my neighbor? And Jesus says, like, it's those people you don't like. That's who you need to love and be nice to. But when Jesus is talking to the woman at the well, and she's like, well, you guys worship in Jerusalem, or we worship at Mount Gerizim, Jesus is kind of like, hey, what's the name of your temple again? Who do you guys worship? He's kind of like poking her. Right? Because it's called back to this story, which is not a biblical one, and we know it because of individuals like Josephus, where they actually dedicated their temple to the Greek leader and to Jupiter. And so he's like, when she says, we worship here, you worship there, he's like, but who do you worship? So he's kind of like poking her. And there's some sarcasm that if you didn't know what was going on in the background, the situational context, you wouldn't actually pick it up. And it's actually a weird kind of comment that he makes to her otherwise.
Oh, that's funny. What about him cursing the fig tree?
That's allegorical to the leaders of Jerusalem. That they look like they should. It has leaves. And so, even though it's not the time for figs, it's like it's like masquerading that it should grow figs. And he's like, I'm gonna curse the fig tree, and it's not gonna grow any figs. He does that while he's going to Jerusalem, and he sort of, the play is that the leaders in Jerusalem have all of this appearance of religiosity, but in the end, they have no fruit. So they're like dead, and it doesn't matter how good they look on the outside. Right? You don't judge by what you water with, right? The judging is by the fruit, but everybody's looking at what you water with, all the good things you do. But that's not the going to church and the reading your Bible. That's not the fruit. That's the nutrients. That's a fertilizer. That's the water
input.
And Jesus is saying, no. It's not that that's wrong, but you got to grow the fruit. And so if you're doing all the right things, but you're not growing the fruit, you might as well be a dead tree.
All right, guys.